preparing for all eventualities ahead of the confirmation of US tariffs later today. Let me be clear with the House. A trade war is in nobody's interests, and the country deserves, and we will take, a calm, pragmatic approach. That's why constructive talks are progressing to agree a wider economic prosperity deal with the US. That's why we're working with all industries and sectors likely to be impacted. Our decisions will always be guided by our national interest, and that's why we have prepared for all eventualities, and we will rule nothing out.
So, President Trump has just announced a series of measures that are going to fundamentally change the international trading system. Now, in doing so, he has preserved a number of important elements of our relationship, the commercial relationship between Canada and the United States. But the fentanyl tariffs still remain in place, as do the tariffs for steel and aluminum. As of this evening, the tariffs on automobiles will enter into force, and the U.S. has signaled that there will be additional tariffs in so-called strategic sectors, pharmaceuticals, lumber, and semiconductors. So we're in a situation where there is going to be an impact on the U.S. economy, which will build with time. In our judgment, it will be negative on the U.S. economy. That will have an impact on us. But the series of measures will directly affect millions of Canadians. We are going to fight these tariffs with countermeasures. We are going to protect our workers, and we are going to build the strongest economy in the G7. In a crisis, it's important to come together, and it's essential to act with purpose and with force, and that's what we will do.
The unilateral action that the Trump administration has taken today against every nation in the world does not come as a surprise. For Australia, these tariffs are not unexpected, but let me be clear, they are totally unwarranted. President Trump referred to reciprocal tariffs. A reciprocal tariff would be 0, not 10%. The administration's tariffs have no basis in logic, and they go against the basis of our two nations partnership. This is not the act of a friend. Today's decision will add to uncertainty in the global economy, and it will push up costs for American households. It is the American people who will pay the biggest price for these unjustified tariffs. This is why our government will not be seeking to impose reciprocal tariffs. We will not join a race to the bottom that leads to higher prices and slower growth. We will stand up for Australia. We will continue to make the strongest case for these unjustified tariffs to be removed from our exporters. Our existing free trade agreement with the United States contains dispute resolution mechanisms. We want to resolve this issue without resorting to using these, as we do support continued constructive engagement with our friends in the United States. Our shared history, our friendship, our alliance, these are all bigger than a poor decision. But the Australian people have every right to view this action by the Trump administration as undermining our free and fair trading relationship and counter to the shared values that have always been at the heart of our two nations' long-standing friendship. This will have consequences for how Australians see this relationship. These are uncertain times, but Australians can be absolutely certain of this. Our government will always stand up for Australian jobs, Australian industry, Australian consumers and Australian values. That is why we've been crystal clear with the United States about what is not up for negotiation. Australia is a great trading nation. 1 in 4 of our jobs depends upon trade. but we will never trade away the things which make us the best country in the world.
Mañana vamos a anunciar, es un programa integral lo que vamos a anunciar. No es un asunto de si tú me pones tarifas, yo te pongo tarifas, o aranceles, yo te pongo aranceles. Nuestro interés es el fortalecimiento de la economía mexicana. Está bien la economía de México. Es obvio que si pasan temas a nivel internacional, pues obviamente hay sus impactos en México, sobre todo en los indicadores macroeconómicos. Estados Unidos, que es la economía todavía más importante del planeta, pues cuando deciden cambiar de política, que es lo que está haciendo el presidente Trump, pues obviamente, y sobre todo si es la política comercial, pues evidentemente pues tiene sus impactos en todo el mundo. El asunto es qué tan fuerte es tu economia para poter attendere esos impatti.
I prodotti agroalimentari italiani sono richiesti in tutto il mondo, a partire ovviamente dall'Europa, mentre bisogna ricordare che gli Stati Uniti sono il secondo mercato di destinazione con un export che è salito nel 2024 del 17%. Quello statunitense chiaramente per noi è un mercato fondamentale. È evidente che l'introduzione di nuovi dazi avrebbe risvolti pesanti per i produttori italiani. Penso personalmente che sarebbe anche un'ingiustizia per molti americani, perché limiterebbe la possibilità di acquistare e consumare le nostre eccellenze solo a chi ha, diciamo, la possibilità economica, no, di spendere di più. È la ragione per la quale resto convinta che si debba lavorare per scongiurare in tutti i modi possibili una guerra commerciale che non avvantaggerebbe nessuno negli Stati Uniti, nell'Europa, il che ovviamente non esclude, se necessario, di dover anche immaginare risposte adeguate a difendere le nostre produzioni. Del resto, aggiungo che incredibilmente non esisteva.
Em votação, o projeto de lei número 288/2023. Sim para todos, aqueles